Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. GH spoilers, Nina makes a confession that could shatter Port Charles. In the world of General Hospital, secrets never stay buried forever. And when they surface, they have a tendency to erupt with the force of a wrecking ball. That's exactly what fans can expect in an upcoming emotional bombshell that puts Nina Reeves center stage. And this time, no amount of seeming deflection or desperate charm can save her. Because Nina is about to make a confession that will send shockwaves through Port Charles, testing loyalties, reigniting old rivalries, and possibly blowing up her fragile relationship with Sonny Corinthos. Nina's guilt reaches a breaking point. For months, Nina Reeves has lived under the crushing weight of a secret, a truth so potent it's been poisoning her relationship with Sonny from the inside out. Ever since she exposed Carly and Drew's insider trading deal, anonymously of course, leading to Drew's prison sentence and Carly's public disgrace, Nina has been navigating a minefield of lies. Yes, she justified it as a moment of righteous vengeance. Yes, Carly had kept her from knowing Willow was her daughter. But that doesn't change the fact that Nina retaliated in the worst way possible, and it backfired. Not only did it make Carly a sympathetic figure, it also pushed Sonny and Carly into an emotional reconnection, especially with the ongoing chaos involving Michael, Willow, and baby Amelia. Nina's plan may have succeeded on paper, but in her heart, it's been a failure. A storm brews at the Metro Court. It all begins with a quiet evening at the Metro Court rooftop. The hotel is bustling, but Nina sits alone in her suite with a half-empty glass of red wine, staring out at the harbor. Flashbacks roll through her mind like a montage from a nightmare. Carly's anger, Willow's distrust, Drew's haunted eyes after his release from Pentonville, and Sonny's quiet distance. Even in their most intimate moments lately, Sonny seems removed. She whispers to herself, "What have I done?" That's when Ava Jerome walks in. Ava, who has kept her own fair share of secrets, immediately notices the state Nina's in. "You look like a woman about to confess to murder." Nina lets out a hollow laugh. "It might as well be," she says, "because if I tell the truth now, it might kill everything I've tried to build." Hey. At first, Nina tries to brush it off, but Ava, who's always had a sixth sense for emotional unspooling, keeps probing. She suspects Nina's carrying something deeper, something even Ava doesn't know. That's when Nina breaks. "I did it," she says, tears streaking her cheeks. "It was me. I turned Carly and Drew into the SEC." Ava is speechless. "You? What?" Nina explains everything, her motives, her anger, the anonymous tip, how it was never supposed to land Drew in solitary or cost Willow and Carly their already frail bond, how it was supposed to be justice and turned into something cruel. Ava, ever the pragmatist, is rattled but focused. "So, what now? You going to tell Sonny?" Nina nods slowly. "I can't live like this anymore." Nina's confession to Sonny, the scene that will break fans. The following night, Sonny walks into the Metro Court restaurant expecting a private dinner with Nina. What he gets instead is a hurricane of truth. Nina closes the door behind them, takes a breath, and starts. "I have to tell you something, and I don't want you to say anything until I finish." She lays it all out, from the tip to the cover-up, the guilt, the nights she spent pretending it was okay. "I did it, Sonny," she finishes. "I turned Carly and Drew in. I thought I was protecting Willow. I thought I was standing up for myself. But I wasn't. I was angry. I was petty. And I hurt everyone." Sonny doesn't speak. His face remains unreadable. That stoic, dangerous mask he wears when the storm inside him is threatening to boil over. Finally, he says in a low voice, "You lied to me. Every day. Every night. You slept beside me, knowing this." Nina tries to reach for him, but he steps back. "You understand what you've done." And just like that, the glass house Nina has built for herself begins to crumble. The fallout across Port Charles. The next several days see ripples from Nina's confession spread across the town. Carly's rage, When Sunny tells Carly the truth, her reaction is swift and savage. She storms into Crimson with fire in her eyes, unleashing a verbal tirade that leaves Nina trembling. "You played the victim so well, Nina," Carly snarls, "all that time talking about family and forgiveness while you were stabbing me in the back." Nina tries to explain, but Carly is beyond listening. "If Sunny doesn't end it with you," she warns, "I will destroy you myself." And Carly means it. Willow's heartbreak. When Willow finds out, through Michael, of course, she's devastated. She had just begun to open a fragile door between herself and Nina, even allowing her into moments with baby Amelia. Now that door slams shut again. "You didn't just hurt Carly," Willow says. "You hurt me. You made everything about you." Willow tells Nina she needs space, possibly forever. Michael's dilemma. Michael is furious and ready to wage war. He wants Nina out of Wiley and Amelia's lives permanently, but Willow, torn and heartbroken, urges caution. "She's still my mother," Willow says, as broken as she is. This leaves Michael in a tight spot, forced to choose between his wife's emotional needs and protecting his children from someone he now sees as manipulative and toxic. Sunny goes cold. And what about Sunny? He doesn't explode. He doesn't scream. He simply disappears. He stops calling, stops answering texts. He doesn't show up to the Metro Court. And when Nina finally confronts him at his penthouse, he tells her simply, "I don't trust you, and I don't know if I ever will again." The door closes, and Nina is left alone in the hallway, the queen who burned down her own kingdom. A twist in the tale. Valentin Cassadine returns. Just when Nina thinks she's hit rock bottom, GH throws a curveball. Valentine Cassadine, her old flame and co-conspirator in many past schemes, returns to town under mysterious circumstances. He finds Nina reeling and vulnerable and offers her something she desperately needs. A second chance. "You've lost everything," Valentine says, "but that doesn't mean you're finished. Let me help you rebuild, the right way this time." Fans will be split. Is Valentine being genuine, or does he have his own reasons for aligning with a broken Nina? Either way, a new dynamic is forming, one that could pull Nina back into a Cassadine-adjacent story arc and reignite her more dangerous side. Redemption or ruin? In the coming weeks, Nina's arc becomes one of potential redemption. She starts by stepping down from Crimson, launching a public apology campaign, and even donating to victims of white killer crime through the Quartermain Foundation. But not everyone buys the redemption arc. Brooklyn calls it PR. Saxy, heartbroken at Nina's choices, distances herself personally, though she remains professional. And Sunny? He remains aloof, focused on family and business, refusing to allow Nina even a sliver of hope. Until one fateful day, Nina collapses at the Metro Court. Diagnosis: stress-induced cardiomyopathy, a broken heart. It's Sunny who carries her to the hospital. And as Nina lies unconscious, fans are left wondering, is this the end for the woman who once dreamed of having it all? What comes next? Spoilers tease a turning point. Spoiler Buzz hints that Nina may survive the health scare, but it will permanently change her. She'll begin reevaluating everything: love, ambition, and what legacy she wants to leave behind. As for Sunny, insiders tease a long road to possible forgiveness, but not a romantic reunion, at least not anytime soon. In the meantime, Valentine may grow closer to Nina again, but not without complications from Anna, who has her own questions about what Valentine has been up to during his absence. And Carly? She's reportedly set to regain control of something Nina took, possibly Crimson, setting up a new workplace rivalry. Final thoughts. With this jaw-dropping confession, General Hospital reminds fans why Nina Reeves remains one of its most complicated, compelling, and controversial characters. Her fall from grace will test every relationship she has and force her to answer the question, can someone who's burned every bridge still find their way home? Stay tuned, GH fans, because in Port Charles, a single confession is never the end. It's just the beginning. Nina makes a confession. In the meantime, Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, has come to Drew's house to have an important talk. She'll make a confession. After Carly's outburst at the courthouse that Nina paid Jacinda the hooker, Paige Herschel, to get Drew high on ketamine, a conversation needs to take place. It's obvious they are trying to come up with some kind of a battle plan to keep Willow's kids with Michael after the shocking scene they saw. It was obvious they were both shocked that Willow delivered Michael and Sasha's baby when they and Carly re-entered the courtroom. What is this? Nina tells Drew, however, if he does that, they will both lose. Willow, is she talking about the two of them's hate sex? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates.